Alright guys, how's it going? Welcome to another video. First of all guys, I've got to apologise for the lighting. The lighting here is not really that good today. It's not really good for recording. But I really want to talk about this today, so yeah, apologies for that guys. But yeah, I want to talk about something that's I've been thinking about it like all week, and I really want to talk about this. It's going to be like a bit of a nostalgia trip, I suppose you could say. And that is going to be my memories with Yu-Gi-Oh! Forbidden Memories on PS1. Which I've got so many fond memories with. Good memories and bad memories. Mostly good ones. I look back and yeah, I think more good memories than bad. So I remember, as if it was yesterday, going into Woolworths and buying this for £20. Brand new. With my saved up money. I think it might have been probably birthday money or thing. Birthday money or Christmas money. But yeah, I bought it for £20 brand new. And that was actually not the first time, me playing the game. Because I actually had a friend that used to live next to my granny. Or I should have say, his granny lived next to my granny. And we always used to go to our grannies at the weekends. So I don't even know how we became friends. He was called Ross, in case he's watching. But I don't think he'll be watching. To be honest, I've not like seen him for like over 10 years or something. But yeah, I don't even know how we became friends, just because we went to our grannies at the weekends, and I guess we must have just talked or something at some point, and then realised we obviously played games and things, so I have no blooming idea. But anyway, yeah, we used to play games together. He had, PS1 and a Sega Mega Drive, just like myself, And he had this game, Yu-Gi-Oh! Forbidden Memories, and I don't know why, but I ended up playing it. And I knew like nothing about Yu-Gi-Oh! At the time. I'd heard of it, but I knew nothing about, what it was about. All I knew was, it's about cards, I had no idea cards had like attack power and defense power. It was just, I had absolutely no idea. He actually wasn't very like far into the game, from what I can remember. Maybe he didn't have it long. I'll give him the benefit of the doubt, but I don't think he was like very far into the game, to be honest. But yeah, we ended up playing that. And it quickly became like our favourite game, I would say, to play together. We used to just take turns, battling and stuff. So yeah, I was just playing on his like save file for a little while, and then I ended up like starting the game again, creating a new save file. I think I had a different memory card, so I ended up creating a new file and started it all over again. And yeah, I was just like throwing these cards down, like making all these random like fusions. I had no idea what I was doing, to be honest. Yeah, I got to that Hishing guy, and obviously he had like really powerful cards, and I thought, this is impossible, you cannot beat this guy. But obviously it was scripted that you have to lose that battle. But I didn't know that at the time. I was getting annoyed how this guy had like so many like powerful cards. But it was just so much fun. We just couldn't stop playing it. We were basically addicted to that game. We played that so much. It was unbelievable, and obviously it inspired me to get the game myself. And obviously when I got it, I couldn't stop playing it either. It was just really, it's one of those games I just really got into, and just found it really, fun and addictive. I couldn't wait to get home, from school and play more Forbidden Memories, And then I couldn't wait for the weekend to come, and I went to my granny's, and then obviously we'd play the game together, So yeah, just so many fond memories doing that. And then I got to the stage where we had to like fight the mage guys, which it's good pretty far in the game, probably just over halfway maybe. So yeah, we did get pretty decent at the game, I think. Got some good cards and stuff, and it got to the point where we were like battling each other and stuff as well. Because I used to take my memory card over. Back in the day when you could actually take your memory cards to folks' houses. Before it came saved on your hard drive and stuff. But yeah, we used to do that, battle each other. I don't know who was better at that, to be honest, but it was just a lot of fun as well. And then we ended up making like silly little like decks with like really rubbish cards, like full of like Karibos and Bone Mouse and Caterpillar, stuff like Petted Moth, all those like really like crap cards. I've got like 300 attack power. Again, it was just a lot of fun though, like trying to find new fusions and things. Just a hell of a lot of fun. And I feel like with games nowadays, you just don't get that excitement anymore. When you get older. Obviously I still love playing video games. Video games is like my main hobby. But I just don't think you have that excitement, when you were a kid, getting new games and just playing them all day. it was just a great feeling, you know. I mean, even my concentration span, I would say, is nowhere near as good as what it was when I was younger. I would say I've got probably quite a quite a short concentration span now. I usually would play a game for about an hour, hour and a half, and then I get bored and want to play something else. It's very rare I can actually, get into, a game. Unless it's something like incredible, like, Final Fantasy 15 or, Uncharted or The Last of Us, all those like fantastic games. But when I was younger, I could like play that like all day and not get bored. Play Digimon World all day and not get bored. Tekken, SmackDown 2, FIFA 98. I could play those games all day and not get bored. Whereas now I could maybe play for like an hour and like say I want to play something different, Probably sound like a blooming old man. I'm only 26-year-old, talking about blooming back in the day and stuff. But I don't know. I think it is true though. I think when you get older, I do think you lose your a bit of your concentration span and stuff. Your patience, stuff like that. Usually, I mean, some people probably keep it, but I think the majority of people probably lose their patience and things. Something else we used to do as well is there's like a library where you could view like the animations for the cards, because each card had an animated model, which is pretty damn impressive for a PS1 game, considering there's like, I don't know, 500 odd cards. Does it tell you here? And there's over 600 monsters apparently, so yeah, over 600 like animated models. That's pretty damn impressive for a PS1 game. I'll give it that. Obviously they look a bit dated today, but for its time, so blooming cool. And something we used to do is we used to go into the library, view the cards and things and view the animated models. And since we were young, we didn't have much money and stuff. He had quite a few Yu-Gi-Oh cards. I didn't have a single Yu-Gi-Oh card. I had Pokemon cards, and he had Pokemon cards, but I never had Yu-Gi-Oh cards. That's something that I never had. Well, bloody expensive, man, buying all these cards. So yeah, we couldn't afford like cards and things. So what we used to do is we used to just buy like a blank jotter pad, and we used to create our own cards. We used to obviously measure it so it was the same length of of a Yu-Gi-Oh card, or a Pokemon card. Basically it was the same kind of size, and we used to obviously create the monster and then cut it out, and we used to battle with those. So it's crazy to think about. Obviously that saved money, not having to buy the cards, but obviously not as great a quality as obviously the official card, obviously the paper was quite crap quality, but it provided hours and hours and hours of fun. It was again just one of those great memories, of being a kid, yeah, just I don't know what made us do that. Maybe we just thought, oh, we're so poor we can't afford to buy these cards, let's create our own cards, So we created cards that were in this game. We created our own cards, our own original designs and things, our own spells and stuff. It was, I don't know, it was just really cool. Again, just really fond memories. Something I'm always going to remember. Yeah, I just wanted to share that. But anyway, guys, we'll get back to my experience with this game on my own, because I was the first one to complete this game. I'm sure he completed it later on down the line, but I completed it before him. I think I was more lucky than him with card drops, because I used to always get the Thunder cards and the Dragons, more often than him. Because I never thought about this at the time, but looking back, this game was bullshit. Complete and utter bullshit. I mean, I still like the game, even to this day, I do still like the game, but I don't know, the faults of the game kinda, nowadays, does kinda ruin the enjoyment for me. But like I say, when I played this when I was younger, it was one of my favourite games on the PS1. I absolutely loved this game to death. And but the only way you could really win was to combine a Thunder card and a Dragon card, and even sometimes you couldn't even beat monsters with the twin-headed Thunder Dragon. You had to use power-ups. I mean, you had to use Dragon Treasure, Dark Energy, Teeth. What was that called again? Beast Fangs, that was it. Yeah, Beast Fangs, used that as well. And you have to power up your twin-headed Thunder Dragon. But yeah, it was just so difficult. It really came down to to luck. You could have a deck full of Thunder monsters and that, but if you didn't get the right cards at the right time, it could really screw you over. Because you really want to get a twin-headed Thunder Dragon in your first draw, in your first 5 cards. Otherwise, the computer will just start spamming loads and loads of traps and powerful monsters and things. Because I think like the last section of the game, you had to win like 5 duels in a row, or something like that. I'm sure it was like 5. It took like so much work. It took so many attempts to actually beat that. It was just absolutely crazy. I used to just keep thinking, oh, this is the final battle. Oh, this is the final battle. Oh, this is the final battle. It wasn't the final battle. There was like so many duels. It was just blooming crazy. Especially Settle. I think Settle the Third was like the worst. I think I kind of got used to High Sheen, if I'm saying his name correctly. Yeah, I kind of got used to beating him. But Settle, it took so many attempts to beat Settle. It was absolutely crazy. Because he had the most powerful card in the game. He had Boai's Ultimate Dragon with 4,500 attack. Which you could just throw out, straight away. Since there's no, like, you don't have to, like, summon them or anything. There's no rules, you can just, like, throw the card out straight away. And he didn't even have one, I think he has 3 of them. I know he has 2 at least, but he probably has 3. So really your best chance is, for him not to have, Blue-Eyes Ultimate Dragon, which, is, in my opinion, it's not really that common. Because he usually has that, if memory serves me correctly. It's just absolutely crazy. When I finally beat him, after so many attempts, I was so blooming happy. I thought, yes, I've finally beaten this game. It wasn't the final fight. There was one fight, or 2 fights after that actually. 2 fights after that. They weren't quite as difficult to settle, but I believe those still had, Blue-Eyes Ultimate Dragon, if you were unlucky. So yeah, it was so many hard fights at the end of that game. It was so blooming bullshit. But when I finally beat the game, when I finally seen those ending credits, it was just like one of the greatest feelings I've probably ever felt. At least when I was younger anyway. That was just such a great achievement. I must have felt like on top of the world at that time. I was so blooming happy. It was such a relief to actually have beaten the game, to finally get lucky with the final fights, and finally put the game to rest. It was a great feeling. I remember to this day, I was so blooming happy. It was just absolutely incredible. I made a dream come true. I finally beat Forbidden Memories. It was just, because like at so many points, it just felt like it was going to be impossible. With the final fights, it just didn't feel like it was going to be possible. I needed a lot of luck, and eventually luck, was on my side, and eventually beat the game. And like I say, it was just one of those moments that I'll never forget. It was such a great feeling. And then I started the game all over again. Because you can start it again, but you could keep the cards you've obtained. But it was great at the end. You have to have that freedom. You could just like fight whoever you wanted. Using the free duel. Fight whoever you wanted basically. If you wanted to just beat the hell out of Simon Moran over and over again, you could. With your powerful cards and his like Karibos and things. It was, again, just one of those great feelings. But yeah, I think that's probably it, guys. I don't think there's anything that I've, forgot to talk about. I think that's probably about everything. All the crazy stories from, childhood. I have actually beaten this game twice. I beat it when I was, a bit older as well. Maybe about 5 years ago, maybe. I go back and play it every now and again, but I never, bother trying to complete the campaign. It's just too blooming frustrating. Because I don't have the patience to grind for cards anymore. Obviously when you're younger you have more time. You can just spend all day grinding for cards. Now it's, I don't know. But to be honest guys, I'd rather play this like any day over Forbidden Memories, Duels to the Roses. This game was just so blooming fun. Another game I go back to every now and again. This is a great game. This is easily my favourite Yu-Gi-Oh game, by far. And speaking of Yu-Gi-Oh cards, these are the only Yu-Gi-Oh cards I have. I actually got this second hand, so I was kind of lucky that actually still came with the cards, If you can see them, again it's quite dark in here, but yeah, these are the only Yu-Gi-Oh cards I have to this day. So yeah, I didn't get into Yu-Gi-Oh cards at all. I'd much rather just play the games, But yeah, I think that'll do guys. I'm probably going to do more videos like this talking about, childhood memories of certain games. I'll probably do one for the Pokemon games, probably do one for Digimon World, probably. Might do something like SmackDown 2 and stuff as well. Talking about some, memories with those games. Yeah, but anyway guys, let me know in the comments below. Have you enjoyed this? Did you play this at childhood? And what is your thoughts of this game in general? But yeah guys, hope you guys enjoyed this. And yeah, catch you all later.